Greetings all, Kaiwaza with you. Today, something a little different, sort of. This is a haul video, strictly a haul video. This weekend, today, was the beginning of a weekend sale that the Friends of the Library puts on every year. It's called the Music and Book Sale at Washington Intermediate School. I think it's intermediate. Anyway, it's huge. They have in the summer they have their book sales, mainly books, and that's gigantic, but it's almost all books, and there's some CDs. They don't do any records. On Martin Luther King Jr. holiday weekend, which is this weekend, they do what they call music and book sale, and it is primarily music, record albums, vinyl. They have about 40,000 of them. I'm not kidding. It's amazing, and I was so happy that I took the day off from work today and got up early and went to make sure, because actually for the past 3 years, if you can believe it, I've missed it. 3 years ago, my mother had passed away on the mainland a bit before this, and I was in South Carolina, of course, attending to that and taking care of the estate, and et cetera, et cetera. I didn't come back until it was, long over with. The following year, I didn't plan it very well, and I actually was on a vacation, on a trip off the island, on a cruise. So I was like in Aruba or somewhere, I don't know, at that time, and I didn't make it. And then last year, if you can believe this is crazy. If you're like a record crazy person, you'd be like, what? I totally forgot about it. I totally forgot about the sale last year. Like, I knew it was coming, and in my mind, I thought Martin Luther King holiday was in February. I don't know why. I was thinking it was in February. So I kept thinking, I got to mark my calendar and look it up and mark the calendar for whatever weekend in February that sale's going to be happening. And it was this time last year, I came back from the beach. I had been off all day and looked online, and there was something on Facebook about, the last couple of hours of the Friends of the Library music sale. You still have time to get there. And of course, it was already past when I saw it. And I was like, OMG. I forgot the music sale. I forgot the record sale. I didn't know it was this weekend, and I was off, and I could have gone like insane. So that was not going to happen this year, not going to happen. So I wrote it down well in advance and requested off. So this is just a haul video. I'm going to show you kind of quickly what I got. I got there early. Today is the first day. It was for 3 days. I don't know if I'll be able to go tomorrow, but maybe Monday if I'm off in the morning I might go. I don't know, maybe not, but I think I got a lot today. Anyway, I got there early, just a few, maybe 5-10 minutes after 9 o'clock. I didn't want to wait in line to get in, but there were people there when I arrived, and it is a good thing I went early, because I went through the Hawaiian records first, of course, and I did find some things. Usually I have everything, so it's kind of hard to find anything. But I did find some things this time. And good thing I went early and I went there first, because by the time I left, like 2 hours later, after going through other stuff, it was really picked through, and I think about more than half of them were gone. So I don't know if they have more to bring out later or what, but we'll see. Anyway, let me show you what I got. Okay, so first we'll look at the Hawaiian records that I got. I noticed recently I have a lot of Arthur Lyman albums that I got when I was living in Portland for $1 at this place, and they were mostly mono. And when I was digitizing them, I back in the day, I didn't pay that much attention to whether something was stereo and mono, but now I realized that a lot of them were mono. So I'm kind of looking, when I find them, to get Arthur Lyman ones that I just have the mono copy of in stereo, and this was one that they had, Buana A, in stereo, and $6, a little bit slightly steep, but whatever, I can do it. Eli Kai, Arthur Lyman, in stereo. I didn't have the stereo one. This is really a pretty album, and I'm happy to find that in stereo also. So now for the other Hawaiian stuff I got that I did not have. Kamehameha Sings at Christmas Time, Kamehameha Schools for Hawaiians, and doing Christmas songs. These guys, they're local Filipino group, the Raycards. How about that? Yeah, Besame Mucho. This next one is it's a local album by Paul Mark, Kokeshi Shindig, and it's Japanese songs performed in a sort of light and comical manner on the Sounds of Hawaii Records. This one I was really happy to find for $3 too. I have never seen this record. Kona Blend Anybody. I don't know not that it's like the most wonderful record in the world or anything, but it's just, it's rare. I don't know. I never see it, and it's very expensive when I see it. So I was happy to see it for $3. This is a Kalapana album I don't have. Hurricane Warning from the 80s. They're contemporary Hawaiian. I mean, it's not really Hawaiian, but yeah. This one, Renee Paulo, who's a pianist, was a pianist here in Hawaii on Mahala Records, Enchanted Garden, Renee Paulo. This is actually previously released. I know all the titles on this are already from other albums of his, but it was in really pretty, it was in really good condition, the album, and I love this cover. I just have never saw it before, and yeah, for $3 I had to get it. Forevermore, the Tokyo Happy Coats. These guys, I don't remember exactly the story. I'll have to look it up. I was surprised to see this. I don't know if they're from Japan or from Hawaii originally or what, but they were very popular here, and they were played on the radio stations here. And this album, well, I don't think I've ever actually come across it. I just did this in a video, Jerry Bird, Polynesian Suite. I have a combination album of this that he put out with somebody else, but I mean not that he put out with another album in a double set. But I didn't have it individually, and I really didn't have any need to, except when I came across this one, it was so pretty. Like, the record is super pretty, and whoever had it just kept it like it's shrink wrap, and it's got this beautiful fold out. So, you know, I had to get it. Also, this one was on a previous video that I have a copy of that's really ratty and beaten up. So I was happy to find this one for $2, although it's not in stereo. I'll have to keep a lookout for a stereo one. But anyway, I'm just happy to get this Alex Stordahl. It's a very exotic album. Mine was all really marked up on the cover. Teddy and Nancy Expressions is a local duo that did actually a lot of sort of disco music. They're funny, and I was happy to find that record for $2. Also, Kapena, I have this record. I've gotten this record twice, and both times that I have gotten it, it's been really horribly scratched in different places and unplayable in some ways. So this looks like a clean copy, but I don't know. I'm not holding out a lot of hope for it, but whatever. It was $2. We'll see. This one I never had. Whenever I've seen it, it's been very expensive, so I was happy to get it for $2. Mango, Romancing the Islands, an 80s group. This one came from... Okay, we all remember, what was that song? We Are the World, right? For Africa. What was that called? Something for Africa. I don't know. We Are the World. There was a Hawaii response done to it called The Way of Love, which was Hawaii for Africa. Yeah, for real. And these were all the kind of the popular artists of the day, and they did the song The Way of Love that they're all singing on, and the money went to Africa. But again, this has always been very expensive when I found it, so I was really happy to see it for $2. Kamehameha Concert Glee Club. They do records they did record albums every so often, and this one I did not have, $2. Finally, for the Hawaiian LPs, I was really happy to find Rod Young's Puka Shells for $2. This is one also that I don't see very often, and when I've seen it, it's been more money than I was willing to pay for it, so I'm happy to get it for $2. That's the LPs. Okay, and then I got a whole bunch of
singles. They were 3 for $1, and I got a whole bunch of Hawaiian singles that's not on albums, a lot of 49th State, Waikiki records and things. I'm not going to go through them all, but I'm always really excited to find them. I was happy to get this. I did not have it, Alfred Apaka, Christmas at the Hawaiian Village. But I will show you these two that I was particularly happy about. One is Brickwood Galateria, E Aloha E, which was a Hawaiian Christmas carol. Not on any records, any albums, so I was happy to get that. And this one is Waikiki's record. A lot of them are kind of scruffy. I mean, I have to be washed and cleaned, and we'll see how they are. I have no idea, but you know, they were 3 for $1. This one I was so happy to find because this is such a rare song to find. I only have one instrumental version of it and one vocal version of it, and the vocal is from like the late or early 1900s, and it's really terrible condition. Honolulu Hula Hula Hey, Pua Almeida. And really, just personally, I am really excited to find that song. Okay, so now I'm just going to go through like the kind of easy listening stuff that I got, because you may not know it, but I do love easy listening, and I have a lot of easy listening records, not nearly as many as Hawaiian, but I do love it, and I love, you know, collecting it here and there. An artist I really love is James Last. I know some people don't like his stuff. I love his stuff, and I get it whenever I see it at a good price, and they had a zillion James Last records there, all for $1, and I'm not going to go through and describe all of these, but I'm just going to leaf through them. I was very happy to find these because I like his style. It's very distinctive in the way that, if you're familiar with easy listening, you know, Ray Conniff or Bert Kempfert have, you know, very distinctive styles, and you can kind of recognize them. James Last is that way. You can kind of recognize his music. This one I was really happy to find for $1. Voodoo Party, that one's usually really expensive when you see it. So happy to find all of those. Something else in the sort of easy listening realm I like to collect when I see them for a good price are the Command records, or there's like super stereo action kind of things. They had some beautiful ones here in great shape. They were $1. Doc Severinsen. I mean, and these are all gatefolds, you know, if you're familiar with these. I tell you all about the music and give lengthy descriptions on the inside. Brazilian Impressions. I love that cover. It's really pretty. Provocative Percussion, Volume 4. I have the other volumes. And then some other easy listening stuff, random, that I got that I just didn't have, and I'm interested in. Jackie Gleason, Ooh, with the wordless chorus. Beautiful. I love Nancy Wilson, so I'm going to get some Nancy Wilson when I find it for $1. Welcome to My Love. This one was interesting. I have no idea who this is. Quite an old record. Stanley Lawden Shakes a Continental Cocktail. It's in beautiful conditions, quite old, and it's really in nice shape. And it has weird songs. Gypsy Moon, Spring in Vienna, Bucharest. He, I think, composed most of these songs. The Blue Shawl, Beer Garden Polka. Anyway, Continental Cocktail. Great band with big voices. C. Zettner, Johnny Mansingers. They're also, you know, these gatefolds and kind of interesting tracks. So Rum and Coca-Cola, Mississippi Mud. I don't know, it'd be interesting. Vicky Carr, I don't know. Why did I get this? I don't know. I don't really have any of her stuff, and I'm just sort of in that 70s mood, and let's check it out. Well, how could I pass this one up for $1? Dancing at the Discotheque. Hello. Gotta have it. Gotta have it. It's a German record. I love a lot of these German records. And then, yeah, I did get Lawrence Welk. It's in beautiful condition. I wasn't really familiar with these songs, and it was $1, and what the heck. You know, kind of I don't know, this track list. What are these songs? Happy Wanderer, I know. And this one I just couldn't pass up. I mean, hello, for $1, how can you pass up a record called Polish Romantic Organ Music? I mean, come on. How could you pass that up? I don't even know. It's like classical stuff on the organ by Polish composers, but I just had to get it. I don't know. Then finally, some other, well, I should say, not exactly finally, check this one out. I love Greek music in this, like from the 70s. I've sort of been getting some of those, the bouzouki or whatever players, and they have that like sweet sound. I love it. I don't know exactly what this is. It's a 2-record set, but it's a Greek thing. It looks kind of 70s. I don't know whether they're promoting a radio station or these are like, the popular songs of the day sort of compilation. I really can't. I don't read Greek, and I don't really know what the hell this is. But anyway, it's Greek. It was $2. We're going to try it. Also, this one, Trio Bel Canto Now. I don't know them then either, but this is a Greek group, actually. Yeah. So this should be fun. And then I got, it was $1. I'm just curious. Springtime in Yugoslavia. Probably maybe Greek-like, I don't know. Instrumental album. Poor old Yugoslavia is no more, right? Finally, for records, I just couldn't pass this one up for $1 either. It's The First Christmas. And I thought, well, that's, I've never seen that record before. And then I realized what it is when you turn it around. With Heavenly Melody in Taiwan, a cantata-style choral presentation in the Chinese language, including the following familiar carols with narration. Well, for $1, you can't pass Cantonese, Chinese Christmas carols with narration. How can you pass that up? And also, I did get one book. I spent a little time looking at books, but not too much. And I just grabbed it because it was only $1. And as a child, I grew up in the Finger Lakes area of New York. So I didn't really even look at this book, but for $1, I just grabbed it because it's a very pretty part of the country. The Finger Lakes area is. I grew up in a town called Horseheads, small town, and it's called the Finger Lakes because the lakes are spread out like the fingers on your hand. Literally, that's what they look like. Yeah. Okay, and the last thing I'll show you will be some CDs that I got at the sale. John Pizzarelli, Dear Mr. Cole, jazz singer who I like, and these are all Cole Porter. Are they Cole Porter songs or songs that were done by Nat King Cole? I don't really know. I'll have to look into that. This one, I don't know, why did I get it? It just kind of interested me. The Golden Age of Light Music, Lost Transcriptions, Volume 2. Transcriptions were done for radio stations. I used to work in an old-fashioned radio station that had some transcriptions, so they were things that were not released to the general public, but were for radio play. Percy Faith, Montavani, Sydney Torch. I don't know. I was curious about that one. I don't know what this is. It was in the jazz section. I don't know at all. Incognito Remixed. I do love remixes and things, so I have no idea what this is, so no idea. Bill Evans Trio, Sunday at the Village Vanguard, jazz. I love jazz. I don't really have very many jazz records unless they're budget label. I do sort of have a little sub-collection of budget label jazz records, but I don't get vinyl records of jazz much because I get a lot of CDs, because I tend to love playing jazz at work at the coffee shop, and that is always a CD player, so I just get CDs of jazz. Salon music, Palm Court Orchestra. I don't know, this is just like polite music that was played in health resorts, hotels, gardens, cafes in Berlin, Paris, London, Vienna, Dresden. So I don't know, that might just be kind of interesting. I don't think it's focusing. I don't think you can see any of these at all. And finally, a jazz one, Swingin' Easy, Sarah Vaughan. Come on, $4, Sarah Vaughan, you gotta do it, right? Gotta do it. Okay, that's my haul, folks. I literally just walked in the door and I'm doing this video. That's why I'm drinking water, because I literally just got back. That's my haul, so I hope you enjoyed it. I considered it to be quite a success, and maybe I'll go back if I'm off tomorrow or Monday. I don't know what my schedule is going to be yet. So, but if not, I'm really happy with what I got. So looking forward to listening to all of this. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more, and tell me what you think if you're interested in any of this stuff that I got. I know my tastes are weird, and I tend to get a lot of things that other people
don't like at all. So, but that's the beauty of it, because everybody has their own taste, and then all the stuff that you think is like crappy, I totally want it. So I'm happy. Bye bye.